Good evening, class. My name is Eric Daigneault. This is my week 5 interactive assignment on cyberbullying. And I wanted to start off my presentation with a definition of what cyberbullying is. And it's defined as any behavior performed through electronic or digital media by individuals or groups that repeatedly communicate hostile or aggressive messages intended to inflict harm or discomfort on another. That's a definition, and as I moved forward, I kind of kept that in mind. As a father of 2 teenage boys and as a former police officer of 20 years, I was actually ultra aware of cyberbullying and this type of behavior, and educated not only my own children, but as a police officer and a DARE officer, educated those children that were around me that this is something to look out for and what to do when it may happen, and sometimes when just to walk away. Some of the effects of cyberbullying is that some of the studies have shown that harmful effects of being victimized online include highly depressive symptoms, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, low self-esteem, and even poor academic achievement. So it affects them. They're sitting in class thinking about what just happened, and it affects their, their focus. These symptoms may come into play right away, or may even not come around for months at a time, but over the course of time, if bullying continues, can really harm a person's mental well-being. Some of the topics here that they want us to discuss is at least one basic right of individuals who are impacted by cyberbullying. One of the legal rights that I didn't really think about until doing this research is the right to report that person on those social media sites or even the internet service providers, because it's a violation of their conditions of use. So if someone's using Snapchat or Facebook to cyberbully, then you can report that activity to them, and they may even discontinue their right to use those services. You also have a right to report the offense to law enforcement. Anything to do with threats of violence, sexually explicit messages or photos, videos, any type of stalking or hate crimes can all be reported, and the police can investigate and possibly charge them. There are even a lot of states that have statutes on the books about cyberbullying, and the schools come into play because it creates a hostile school environment. So even if it didn't happen at school, the school can still take action. Techniques that parents can use to protect their children there's several. Children are pretty savvy with their electronic devices more than parents these days. But one of the biggest things is you're encouraged to take steps and to educate them about cyberbullying, and educate yourself about the acronyms and websites that your children are on. Foster a discussion with your children about online behavior. Understand school policies as related to cyberbullying, and what can be taught in school regarding such behavior. Develop an online agreement with your child about what's appropriate. Use and victimization online and what that looks like and when to report it. Some of the general assumptions is that it's likely that children engage in these risky behaviors online, including cyberbullying. We'll show some of these things above. Ethical concerns is a couple that I came up with. One is privacy. And privacy is kind of a double-edged sword in respect to combating cyberbullying, since the person bullying is often anonymous or may not be. But anonymity is an important ally of the perpetrator, and it's an enemy of the victim. This explains why statute responses such as the Cyber Safety Act contain provisions that limit privacy rights, and they do so in the name of protecting the victims of cyberbullying. The other one is free speech. That's often an argument that someone had the right to communicate with another or communicate their beliefs. But once that crosses that line of the definition I used before, or a crime has taken place, then cyberbullying steps could be taken to maybe prosecute them. But the biggest thing in closing is to talk to your children, engage with them, watch for signs that they may be being bullied, monitor without intrusion on their online behavior. Not just to make sure that they're not being bullied, but also to make sure that they're not the ones bullying others. And if I can turn this around, I don't think I can, but I'll turn this around and show my resources. Hopefully this works, because I thought the camera would turn around.